What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Big Boy John 25, and tonight I'm going to do my NXT Great American Bash Night 1 review and the highlights. You guys know, hit that like button, hit that red button, let's get started. Alright, we're kicking things off with NXT Women's Championship, #1 contender for the Fatal 4-Way match, elimination match. Dakota Kai versus Candice LeRae versus Mia Yim versus Tegan Nox. This match was fantastic. Um, Tegan and Mia started things off before Candice drags Mia out of the ring and sends her into the ring steps before she faced off with Nox, and Kai hits Nox from behind. Kai and Nox ends up at ringside where Nox sends Kai into the apron and Mia drop kicks Candice back in the ring when LeRae teases a suicide dive before Mia misses a cannonball in the corner. Candice hits a springboard crossbody that takes out Kai at ringside before she and Mia gets back in the ring, and Mia goes for a superplex that Candice counters into a avalanche German suplex for 2. Nox then superkicks Kai with Candice on her shoulders before Kai dodges Nox, and they both hit Candice in the corner. Mia and Tegan slamming Kai on the top of the back of Candice before Mia eliminates LeRae with a running knee as we go to commercial. We come back to Mia and Tegan hitting Kai with a cannonball in the corner for 2 before they run the ropes, and Mia is sent out of the ring before hitting Kai with a full Nelson slam for 2. Kai hits a head scissors and a suicide dive to Kai and Nox on the opposite side of the ring. Mia then gets a near fall on Nox with Cold Blue before hitting her with Soul Food for another near fall, and Kai eliminates Mia Yim when Nox rolls out of the ring, and we go back to commercial. Kai and Dakota Kai and Tegan Nox exchange forearms as well as we come back to the ring until Kai drops Tegan Nox with a kick, and Nox comes back with a clothesline and running uppercuts in the corner. Nox hits an Emperor Cannonball for 2 and hits a bridging fallaway slam for another 2 count before Kai hits the Kai Raptor for a 2 count of her own. Kai stumps Nox before Nox counter a GTK into the sit-down face buster for 2. Nox missing the Shining Wizard before the Kai gets a near fall off a curve Kai, then locks in a submission, but Tegan leans forward and Kai nearly gets pinned before Nox hits a Molly go around into the Shining Wizard before the pin and the win. The winner of the match, Tegan Nox. This match is very good. I really want Dakota Kai to win, and I hope TM understands that. I really want Dakota Kai to win. She was building up some momentum. She's been on the win streak, but Tegan Nox defeated Dakota Kai, Candice LeRae, Mia Yim in a fatal 4-way match. Anyway, after the match, we go backstage to an interview with Damian Priest, who talks about Cameron Grimes terrorizing him the past several weeks. Damian Priest then challenged Cameron Grimes to a one-on-one match with no trick or games before leaving. We then go to Bayley and Sasha in the locker room. Bayley helping Sasha get ready for her match against Io Shirai in our main event before we go back to the ring for our next match between Timothy Thatcher and Oney Lorcan. Timothy Thatcher versus Oney Lorcan. This match was decent. They lock up before extension, standing side headlock, and Oney hits a flying head scissors that Tim turns around and a bow and arrow. Oney gets to his feet and comes back with chops before going for a short arm scissors that Tim counter into a pin attempt for 2. But Oney goes right back in the hole. Tim gets to his feet momentarily and tries to lift Oney by one arm before Tim turns it around into an armbar attempt before transitioning into a double wrist lock with a head scissors. Tim covers Oney for 1 before Tim grabs a double wrist lock with a head scissors. Tim covers Oney before Tim grabs the neck of Oney and locks in the final headlock. Oney counter into the standing switch and a snapmare. Oney stretches Tim and drives his knee into his spine before Tim gets back to his feet, and Oney lands into him with the chops. Oney catches Tim with an elbow before Tim sends Oney off the top and down into the floor with an uppercut, and we go to commercial. We return to the match to Tim and control Thatcher, hitting a belly-to-belly suplex before O'Day rolls out of the ring and tries to get back into the ring. But Tim meets him and they try to suplex each other over the ropes until O'Day hits a half and half suplex into the ring. O'Day hits an uppercut 4-2 before going for a half crab, and they exchange strikes until O'Day nearly knocks Tim out with a chop. O'Day locks in the single leg Boston Crab. He wins before Tim counters and hits a butterfly suplex for a 2 and immediately locks in a sugar hole. O'Day fish then hooks the mouth of Tim before Tim forces O'Day to tap with the Forjuan armbar. The winner of the match by submission, Timothy Thatcher defeats O'Neal Larkin by submission. We get an exchange video package narrated by Karen Cross and Scott Cross and Scarlett. Cross setting his sight on both the North American and the NXT champions. A 2-on-1 handicap match. Rhea Ripley versus Robert Stone and Aaliyah. Robert starts with Rhea before being sent out of the ring with a single chop to the chest before Aaliyah attacks her from behind and takes Rhea down. Aaliyah runs a running boot in the corner with Robert holding Rhea in place from ringside before Aaliyah tries to take Rhea down before Rhea hits an electric chair face buster for a 2 count. Rhea then dodges a suicide dive by Robert before Aaliyah hits a suicide dive and a bulldog before rolling Rhea back into the ring as we go to commercial. We come back to the ring. We come back to Rhea in a double submission before Robert and Aaliyah suplex for 2 and goes for another double suplex, but Rhea is ready and suplex both of them. Rhea hits Aaliyah with a back drop and drop kick Robert before hitting Aaliyah with several wrist locks, clothesline, and Aaliyah accidentally hit Robert Stone. Rhea Ripley then slammed Aaliyah head into the groin of Robert and Rhea boots Aaliyah before looking into a double prim trap for the double tap in the win. The winner of the match by submission, Rhea Ripley. Okay, let's move on. Alright. WWE. I'm sorry. Okay. After the match, we get a graphic from Roderick Strong versus Dexter Lumis in a first ever strap match in the NXT history. Up next before it says up next before we get a video package where Roddy is hypnotized and talks about how Dexter has been terrorizing him for several weeks. Roderick Strong then says that he will face his fears tonight, and he looked fear in the eye before his music hits, and Roddy makes his way out to the ring. Roderick Strong versus Dexter Lumis. This match was pretty good. Alright. Strong attacks Dexter before the match starts and says that he told everyone he wasn't afraid of Dexter before it drops him. It says before it drops him, it puts him puts the strap around Roddy's wrist to start the match. The action spills out of the ring and Roddy tries to hit Dexter with the strap and hits the Pelix glass at ringside before Dexter hits him with a right hand and rolls him back into the ring. Dexter hits a high angle back body drop and punches and stomps Roddy in the corner until the referee backs him back up. Dexter trying to lift Roderick Strong, but the strap before Roddy kicks up at him, and Dexter sends him out and onto the apron before launching Roddy back inside. Dexter gets caught coming in with a boot before Roddy hits a running knee and punches Dexter in the mouth in the corner before Dexter drops Roddy with an uppercut. Roddy falls out of the ring. Dexter gives the pursuit before pulling Roddy Roddy, and he goes flying over the steps and lands on his back on the edge of the ramp. Dexter sends Roddy face first onto the set before opening the trunk of the car on the set before Roddy boots him repeatedly on their way back to ringside. Strong hits an Olympic slam onto the floor before rolling Dexter back into the ring and hitting him across the back with the strap. Strong beats Dexter on the mat before covering him for a 1 count, and Dexter counters and gut wrench powerbomb. Roddy whips Dexter across the back, chops him across the chest before Dexter turns Dexter inside out with a lariat and drops Roddy with strikes into a running clothesline in the corner. Dexter hits a bulldog out of the corner before allowing up with a slingshot suplex before whipping Roddy across the back with the strap and choking him in the mouth. Alright, Roddy continues to silence and rocks Dexter with a jumping knee before sending Dexter on the top turnbuckle and hitting a suplex for a near fall and falling with a rotation of the Boston Crab with the strap around the leg of Dexter. Dexter slides out of the ring and get free before sending Roddy face first into the edge of the apron and rolling him back into the ring before Bobby Fish came out and kicks the leg Dexter from behind. Roddy hits a running knee for a near fall before they exchanging strikes and Bobby Fish gets into the ring only to be sent right back out before Dexter hits a U-range. Dexter then submits Roddy with silence of the tape to the win. The winner of the match, Dexter Lumis. This match was pretty good. I ain't gonna lie. It says after the match we get exchange video package for the North American champion Keith Lee and NXT champion Adam Cole. Their winner take all match for the North America and NXT championship next week. We then see the women's champion Io Shirai ready for her match against Sasha Banks in our main event, and we quickly go to a quick commercial with the rest of the show being limited commercial breaks and the main event having no commercial breaks. We come back to a video package for Finn Balor before we go backstage and interviewing Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae where they complain about Candice lost earlier tonight and that everyone ganging up on her. Candice then gets into a brawl with Mia Yim off camera before Isaiah Scott goes to grab Candice, and Johnny gets into it with Isaiah telling him not to touch his wife before the four are separated. We go back to the ring and Legado del Fantasma comes out into the ring when Santos says that the lucha libre culture used to be respected and they were the evaluate of movie stars and were role models. Santos says that their tradition became a sideshow and that everyone has been led to believe that all lucha is guys in the mask doing flips before saying that lucha libre is more than a mask. Santos says the LDF will discover lucha libre in their image to restore its honor, and that they will leave a legacy they can be proud of. Santos goes on to say that LDF will build an empire before they're interrupted by Drake Maverick in the neck brace. Drake rushes LDF once again to get beat down for Santos tells Drake that no one can touch him. Breezango come out and send Wild and Mendoza out of the ring. Escobar then gets out of the ring and grabs his belt before LDF leads up the ramp, and Fandango tells them that there will be no place too high next week. We go backstage in an interview with Cameron Grimes, who mocks Damian Priest and his challenge and says that he's not worried about the past, that he's going to the top. Cameron Grimes then calls out the winner Keith Lee and Adam Cole before declaring himself the #1 contender for whoever wins the winner take all match next week before leaving. We then get a graphic for our main event up next as we go to commercial. We come back from the break, a video package for Mercedes Martinez, who will be returning next week, before we get a graphic of 2 matches announced for next week's show, with a 6-man tag between Legado del Fantasma and Breezango with Drake Maverick, as well as Mia Yim and Candice LeRae in a street fight. Can't wait for that next week. Alright, this was the match of the night right here. Io Shirai versus Sasha Banks. This was the match of the night. I really enjoyed this match. Sasha backs Io into the corner for a clean break before they exchange wrist locks and run the ropes until Io does several backflips. Io hits a running kick in the corner into a missile dropkick, and then sends Sasha out of the ring before Io follows up with a suicide dive. Io rolls Sasha back inside and stomps her down in the corner before choking her, setting her on the top turnbuckle. Bayley distracts Io by honking the horn of the car at ringside before Sasha knocks her off the top, and Sasha gets a 2 count before locking in her rear chin lock. Io gets to her feet, only to be hit with a double knee into a midsection in the corner before focusing on the joint manipulation and driving her elbow into the side of the head of the neck, side to the head and neck of Io for 2. Sasha hits a snapmare into the Meteor for 2 before stopping Io, who comes back with knee and a head scissor. Sasha sending her face into the middle turnbuckle before Io hits a Frankensteiner. Io drops Sasha with shoulder blocks into the flapjack and a 619 dedicated to Rey Mysterio into a springboard missile dropkick for 2. Sasha and Io counter each other until Io superplex Sasha, and Sasha counters a butterfly suplex into the bank statement before Io gets free and hits a sunset flip onto a jumping stump. Io goes up top and gets caught in a tree of wool before Sasha mocks and slaps her and misses a meteor before Io lands on her feet. When she misses a moonsault, Sasha hits a diving meteor for a near fall before Io hits a drop toe hold and misses a second 619 before they exchange forearms, with Io on the apron and Sasha in the ring. Sasha rocks Io with a knee lift before hitting a sunset flip, powerbomb into the plexiglass before rolling her back into the ring and misses a fall splash off the top. Io locks in a crossface before Bayley tosses one of her tag belts in the ring as his Io when the referee is trying to get the belts out of the ring. Bayley then gets into a tug of war with referee before Asuka takes the other belt from Sasha and misses Sasha before Io takes out Bayley at ringside and finishes Sasha with a moonsault for the pin to win. The winner of the match, Io Shirai. This match was fantastic. Alright, after the match, Asuka celebrates with Io before we get a rundown of next week's show, headlined by the winner take all match. Both of the North American and NXT title will be on the line as we go off the air. My opinion is this: NXT delivered tonight. It was a fantastic show. I really had fun watching Io Shirai versus Sasha Banks. That was the match of the night. But there were too many commercials during the Fatal 4-Way match for the #1 Contenders match for the NXT Women's title, and then and that was that. You know what I'm saying? I really had fun watching NXT. But I did enjoy. But my favorite match of the night was Io Shirai versus Sasha Banks. That was a fire match, and that's all I gotta say now. If you guys enjoy my my NXT American Bash Night 1 review and highlights, Please give this video a thumbs up, comment down below, and I will see you guys. I will see you guys this Friday on Friday Night SmackDown. Make sure you guys subscribe to my channel. I'll leave my Twitter, my Instagram, and TikTok down below in the description, man. And shout outs to TM, shout outs to Coach Trains, shout outs to Sammy Talks, man, for watching this video. Shout outs to DJ Storms, man. I am so happy to keep you guys with more content on the way, man. So that's all I gotta say. More content on the way, guys. So I'll see you guys tomorrow for my SmackDown Live review and highlights. This your boy, Big Boy John 25. I'll talk to you guys later, and I'm out of here.